looks interesting. Keep on watching. Boss lady meets is educative. China music, lifestyle, politics, or health, everything is entertaining. On boss lady meets. Boss lady meet. You can know more. Boss lady meets. Boss lady meets. Sit back and watch. Boss lady meets. Boss lady meets. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Boss Lady Meets.
Hi guys, welcome to Boss Lady Meets. Guess who my guest on the show is today? Shh, I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag. Let's go. Come.
Yes, who's there?
I'm sure you know who my guest is right now. Ha! Time out with Kaffy. Very well, Kaffy.
Oh, yeah, come on in.
Come. Thank you. Hello, welcome to Boss Lady Meets. Like I mentioned earlier, that I have a special guest in the house, a celebrity. I love to call her a soldier, because when you find a woman in a male predominantly dominated industry, and that she's thriving well against all odds, definitely she wants the accolade and the feat called soldier. I have in the house with me the delectable, the indefatigable, the ever young, always cheating nature. You, Auntie Kate, and Fab. How do you do it, Kaffy?
The grace of God. And the thing is that youthfulness, it's the body is designed to have its own timeline, but the mind doesn't.
Whoa.
The mind continues to be what you want it to be. If you keep telling yourself you're old, the body will answer you exactly the same way.
Yeah, I recall. I watched your live video with Uncle and Relation.
Exactly.
And I recall him mentioning it, that whatever you tell the body,
it listens to the cells of your body.
Yes.
Listens to what you're saying. So if you're saying I can't, you won't. You know, and sometimes over a period of time that you now realize that it's those words that you kept saying that has affected how you feel now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
After 2 kids, you have a male and you have a son and a daughter.
Yes.
And you still have the abs.
Yes.
They trip me all the time when I watch your social media. Let me mention that I'm a huge fan of yours.
Oh.
And you inspire me. You're really
Don't
a
make
strong
me emotional
woman.
now.
Not necessarily. Because way back, we've come a long way.
Yes.
And I watched you grow. You understand?
Yes.
Your relentlessness. You understand? Your strive to continue to be great, and then in fact you're doing well.
Thank you.
I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
The abs, how do you maintain? Because look at me, and I'm wondering, am I not human like you?
Well, I struggle like everybody else. You understand? I just have to work extra hard. It doesn't come by itself. It takes a lot of consciousness. It's not every day that it's flat. That's a woman's body. You understand? And and sometimes people don't realize that there are some factors that affect it. Some people react to stress by leaning. So people react to stress by expanding. You understand? So sometimes stress is the major factor. Apart from that is your eating habits, which stress affects. Because when you're stressed, there's some food that you don't want to feel like eating. There's some food you feel like eating, and those ones are the ones that are not too good for the body. So for me, it's become a lifestyle where I can't just watch it be like that. You understand? And I've developed that, culture a long time ago, since I was a teenager, that has been with me. And being a mother, the stress of life comes to play here and there. So there's no perfect body. Right now, even in my fitness company, I don't preach abs. What I strive for is your mind being healthy. If I can get your mind to be healthy, when I mean healthy, not only eating well, in believing well about your body. Like I tell some women, I say, look, did you need an ab to gain that promotion? They say no. The exam that you passed, that aced and got you where you are, was it 6 packs that got you there? They say no. I said, so how dare you now look down upon yourself because you don't have an abs? Because sometimes it robs we women of our self-confidence. We feel less sexy, we feel less appealing, just because the society says 6 packs is beauty. But 6 packs is not beauty. It's beautiful to have one, but it's not beauty. So if I can get women to believe that, I tell you, as you are like this, you are already sexy, you are a spec.
Thank you.
And with that mindset, the body starts to obey.
Exactly.
Sit back and watch boss lady meets. Boss lady meets. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Boss Lady Meets.
So, as a mother,
Yes.
you have lots of faith. You are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You are an author. You're a
Yeah.
celebrity choreographer. You're a wellness coach. How do you juggle?
So what I've come to peace with or come to terms with is the God that created us is not single dimensional, he's multidimensional. So it's very normal for us to have different expressions of ourselves. What we get frustrated by is a limitation of the mind. And once you're able to create order, which a lot of creative minds struggle with, creating order, because once you are that mind that comes up with things, your mind is never at rest. Me, I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping. My mind is never at rest. So I am learning to become me. You understand? I grew up mostly reacting to the world, but now I'm learning to become me and understand the order of sequence for who I am that God has made me to be. So all of those things, they need to coexist. So I created like an ecosystem inside that this is Kaffy's world. Kaffy's world is busy enough. It's enough to take my attention. It's enough because there's a purpose for that world. There's a reason why there's the author. There's a reason why there's the dancer. There's a reason why there's the mother. There's a reason why there's the public speaker. There's a reason for all of these things. And since God has said, these things you are, it's now a responsibility for me to say, how do I live with it? These things that I am. I don't want to see them as different jobs. I would say this is expression of Kaffy. This is, if I sleep, I wake up, I am those things. I'm not trying to be them. So, Nisi Boss Lady is a blogger. How me self go take blog like no. Can you sleep and wake up and you're a blogger?
No.
Exactly. So you need to be with that thing. So I am those things from inside out.
Okay.
So that's why I can live with it, even if sometimes it's scattered. You can imagine that sometimes things can be scattered
Exactly.
to people working with you,
Yes.
but you understand everything.
Exactly.
Even your room, you can know everything is,
Yes,
but
yes.
another person can walk into that room and say, everything just everywhere. Say, but me feel like Bushiwa.
In an industry predominantly dominated by men,
Yeah.
in the course of your profession, have you ever come across competition?
One thing is a rule in life. When you bring value to the table, you end up shattering boxes that people have created for your type. They stereotyped you to say, if na dancer, I go knock am. If na dancer, she no go get sense. If na dancer, no. So I shattered those boxes. First of all, just by communicating with me, you're not going to think that. Just by having a conversation with me, I automatically shut that out because you know that in our industry it's a low-level entry industry, so people don't necessarily need education to enter. So because of that, you see all sorts of girls, all sorts of guys, and because of that, when professionals are hiring you, they automatically put you in that box of the unlearned or the unsmart or the unwise. But when you start to have conversations, that already removes more than 60% of the rubbish you're going to meet. Because you can defend yourself, you know what your onions, and I do not breed. The Bible says flee from temptation, so I don't breed the room to want you to be talking to me in the light that will create that rubbish. So when I come to work, if I see that kind of place, if you sit down there for too long, it will bring finish. I finish my work and I get out. But some people, they'll finish the work. You already know that they might start looking at you as a girl that's looking for a man. You don't stay there playing with them unnecessary for 2 hours, for 3 hours, like you don't have any job. Before you know it, something would give. Exactly. So I just created some principles around my life that governs it and allows the value I was bringing to be the one that they are seeing. So even if men that want to sexually harass me see me, it reduces it. So my character reduces and suppresses a lot of that. I have actually been in rooms where the men are condescending because they look at you like, what do you know? I was doing Olamide's science student one time, and I told him that there's something about the edit that was not really good, and I would like to speak to the editor. The first thing, the editor is looking at me like, what do I know? You know, that kind of situation. They're looking at me from the angle of, it's not all the dance that will enter a music video. I said, no, it's a dance music video. In fact, it's not a music video, it's a film, it's a short film. Do you understand? Because if you look at the Kosegbo, there was a storyline. It's a short film. So you can't, as you look at Thriller, Thriller was about 6 to 9 minutes long because they were intentional about every process in that thing. So you can't cut off things because you just feel everything's supposed to fit 3 minutes. Were you part of the conversation? Were you part of the meeting? I set up this entire thing and I worked the story with Unlimited LA and Olamide, who told me his vision, and I put the vision out. And a lot of them, I'm part of the production, not as a choreographer, but part of the process of creation. So I know what I needed to see, and I know what I want to see. So you can, so just by the time I started talking to him, he started coming down. Then I got to the studio. By the time I was like, I can't see the crane shot. This crane shot is supposed to be. They said, was there a crane shot? I said, you see, never checked. There was a crane shot. I can't see it in the music video. Where is the crane shot? So by the time you saw the way that I knew the details, he had to calm down and listen to me. So that is just an example of the kind of things I meet and how I have to use my capacity or intellectual prowess or the value I have on the table to push it. But if it was a guy, they'll listen to him anyway. Just believe it, he knows. But for a woman, you have to prove my point. And proving that point helps me as well because it also helps me get prepared for different circumstances.
Absolutely. And I must add as well that I'm very much familiar with your work ethic.
Thank you.
And then you have a clean bill.
Thank you.
I've heard from various sources, people that you've groomed, your proteges. They say, Mama no like that rubbish. Mama no they do runs. Mama no get time. Mama believes in our ability. So anywhere, any day, I can endorse that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So as a public figure in your profession, do you believe you should keep your private life, your life private? Is there any boundaries?
There are boundaries. Always should be boundaries. People should know what they need to know. You should need to know or need to want to tell. Do you understand? My life is complicated. It's two-sided. I'm a very... as much as I have an extrovert character to the public, I'm very introvert. I'm an introvert. Like, I can be in my room all day. I'm not the type to be all over the place because my life is showbiz. So I love the sense of stillness. I love quietness. That's why I can see the place I'm living. I can see my house quiet.
Very beautiful. You have a beautiful place.
Thank you. I would like serenity. I think that's it. Serenity allows me think, allows me to be alone without being lonely. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I like that.
Without being lonely. So I like that. I like that peace and intimacy with my environment, which is why even with a spouse or a friend, I like that intimacy, that bondness when we did together. I like that. And because of that, that part is there. There's a boundary there. The part of the world, what to share with the world, is the motivator in me, is the coach in me. I can't coach from fakeness. I can only coach from realness. There is no way you will not get to share some of the realness in your life when you are coaching or when you are motivating. Or else you're just a talker. You're just a speaker. If I want a young person to believe in the fact that the industry can be left, but you can be right, I have to give them examples, practical examples. That's the difference between me and a pastor. A pastor can go and get you biblical examples and tell you why you should uphold. God has pastors in all of us too. And I can tell you, I said, okay, this is how I survived this. This is how I survived sexual harassment. This is how I survived now being in a bad marriage. Not because I want somebody else not to get married. I'm saying, watch before you leave. These are the things I didn't do. There were a lot of things I didn't do right. Not because we're not good people. Sometimes good people make bad decisions.
Definitely.
So it's not about being good or being bad. It's about did you follow principles of these things or not? So when it comes to keep your private life private, whatever, it's a double-edged sword for me. If you are not a coach, if you are not the type that feel that telling a story is part of what God has sent you to do, then by all means keep everything private. But if everything is so private, how do people learn? How do people learn? How do you want to teach the next generation when nobody knows anybody's story? Stories are meant to be shared. That's why there's history. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody wrote the Bible. The Bible did not just dumb down from it was history. How did people know about David's adulterous nature. Somebody wrote it down. Somebody accounted for it. People knew.
Absolutely.
And now we are learning from that.
Yeah.
So how do you get people to learn if you don't tell your story? So if you feel your story has an element of hope for another person, tell it.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned. Yes, you might not want to, there are some certain details you don't want to go in because the world is wicked. You say one thing, they divide it into 10 things. You can't avoid that, even when you try
They will still
so much. But let's get one thing you need to know. The people you are helping will be attracted to your story, the right people. So that's it.
What did it take you to make up your mind in order to discuss about your marriage, your failed marriage?
Okay. We'll tell her. Okay, tell her like
We're
that.
on a break now.
Okay.
And then Kaffy will tell her.
Sit back and watch Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Boss Lady Meets.
Welcome back to Boss Lady Meets. Like you all know, we have a celebrity choreographer, dancer, author, motivational speaker. She's quite intelligent, and I must say, yes, she's my guest, but at least I've learned few things. I keep learning from her, especially independence. Because Kaffy, whenever I look at Kaffy, I see this strong woman. Sometimes when I want to give up, you understand? That's the truth. I'm not patronizing you. And I remember I always mention it.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes,
when I see Kaffy, she gives me strength. I will say, okay, if someone like this can still go on amidst all odds, you understand? So who am I to quit? Anyway, before we went on break, Kaffy was about to tell us all it took her. Recently, Kaffy shared her failed marriage story. I wouldn't say it's a failed marriage, like a challenge, which she shared with the world, so that people like us can learn from it. I also had a similar experience, but one of these days I'll share my story. You understand? But for those, especially the youths, the single ones, the single youths, so that they can learn the necessary steps. You understand? For them to take before taking that kind of serious decision in life, because marriage, whether you like it or not, it could make or mar you. So what did it take you to come out to discuss that?
That's a journey. You don't just wake up one morning and say you're done, because you don't just become done from something that you cherish. You understand? You have to cherish it enough to be done. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
It's love that makes me say I can't go anymore. Not hate, not bitterness, because you have to evaluate from inside out. And one of the things that I learned in the course of the marriage was, number one, the foundation was not right. Two, it was more of emotional and passion and whatever, but we're not driven. We put the cart before the horse in a lot of instances, even though intentions might be genuine at some certain level. But if you put the cart before the horse, the cart is before the horse.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's going to bring out its own fruits. You understand? However, it is very important for the people inside to be intentional about being good, about holding things together, about, still holding. There are many principles and pillars that hold a marriage. So one is taking the right steps, but there are others too that probably if you didn't take the right step, those other principles could help you put yourself back in order. But if those other principles are being attacked, you understand, when you lose trust, trust, first of all, is a major pillar.
Exactly.
A major pillar is like the center of the cord. Then that is shattered. Then you now start losing faith in the ability for it to go from level A to level B, because this is two human beings with their own purpose in life, with their own intention in life, growing. And you are in love with this person. The love I have for my husband is not just passion love. It's I love everything. I love to see him grow. I love to be part of it. I love him to be part of my life. I carry him along everywhere I can, as much as I can. So to see that not produce or yield a fruit of growth, rather it's yielding a fruit of pain. Something is wrong. And it took me years. First of all, I needed to heal from the pain caused by where I was. And I was healing inside a place that was causing me pain. It's the worst place to heal. Because our society does not allow you to separate, like everything, church, mosque, religion, advice, family, everything they tell you is stay and fix it, stay and fix it. Staying to fix it does not mean you can't just stay away from the pain. I think one of the things I would advise once couples are going through a hard time, sometimes get a breather from each other. Separate. You understand? Separation does not mean that you guys have torn it apart. Like, give a breather. It's the same way, the same principle they'll say, keep love alive in the marriage. They'll say sometimes give him space, let him go and play with the boys. Sometimes you say give your wife space, let him go and play with the boys. Even when it is going good, it's not all the time you want to see your husband. Now imagine when it is going bad. When it is going bad, you don't even want to see the person. Because that separation allows you to reevaluate and understand. You're able to check the boxes. Why am I here? Why do you want to go back? Do you understand? There are certain things that they said the absence makes the heart goes fonder. But we don't allow that in this country. This culture forces you to stay inside your pain, and that is toxic.
Very toxic.
To stay inside pain, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. But thank God for the kind of spirit He made of me. I am the type that, look, if there's no wall, I create a wall. If there's no door, I build a door. So I was like, okay, I can't get out. I can't get up. I can't quit. I can't divorce. All of these are no options, but I need to live. I was not born for marriage.
Exactly.
That's not the purpose of life. Marriage is a catalyst to the purpose. Marriage is not the main reason we're on earth. All of us have an individual reason why we are on earth. Marriage is supposed to amplify that vision. That is why we need to marry according to our purpose and not according to our preference. You understand what I'm saying? So this was a matter of preference put over purpose. The when purpose now can't jam itself, they know if you go front, they know if you go back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I had to now heal from inside, and to heal from inside, I had to build a wall, a boundary inside my own home to protect my mind, so that I can be growing and not hate him, but still growing and still feed him, still growing and still laugh with him, still growing and still chat with him, still growing and still be in the same house with him. It's a lot. It's not going to give you 100% healing, but it'll give you enough healing to be able to have clarity, because there was a lot in front of my eye. Clarity to see and say, do I want to be here? And what made me make the decision is after looking at all and evaluating every single process of it, removing zero expectations from it. I looked at the man and said, it's not all the time that the person that is the problem is the problem. Sometimes you could be the person's problem. You understand? I realized that as much as I feel is not for me, I'm also not for him. Because if I'm for him, who I am should be able to encourage you to be a better person. So if I am not encouraging you to be a better person, that means I'm enabling you to be worse. You understand what I'm saying? So if I look at it from that perspective, and stop looking at it from only him as being the problem, but also look at it, I could be the problem for his type of man. Yet my type of man is a man that is ready to fly on a vision-bound woman and not feel intimidated by that. Is ready to understand the submission that I give and not want to take advantage of that. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of, but my kind of man I have is the one that sees himself not matching up, angry that he's not matching up, not trying to match up because of the way a society has already messed with his mind. Then everybody has their issues from growing up as well. Me, I have my own. It's my own that led me to where I am. He has his own. So if I want to look at it critically from the place of love, if we separate, maybe he can find himself. And if he gets married in the process, then fine. But the most important thing is him finding himself. That will make the 10 years worth it for me. And I feel that he should feel the same way for me to that. Okay, at the end of the day, we both want each other to be happy. And God has blessed us with angels called children. So,
do you think you gave it your best shot?
The only thing that was left for me not to leave. If you're talking about shot, I gave it everything I could in the capacity at which my mind, my spirit, and my body could take.
Okay, cool.
Could take. Cool. If you can only do based on your capacity.
Definitely.
You understand?
Definitely.
Maybe if I knew what I knew now when we started, probably wouldn't have ended there. But probably wouldn't have even just entered that marriage the way we did. Because of what I know now.
So what are the lessons?
Number one, purpose over preference. All of us believe we have a spec. But where did you form your spec from? Did you ask? Where did your spec come? What formed the spec? Let me tell you where your spec is formed. The spec is formed from your parents, first of all. the kind of man they have been praying for you to marry from childhood. This, that. Your parents never asked what your purpose is in life from God to pray for the spec that God will create for that purpose. That as you are growing up, society created spec also. The kind of woman you are should be with this kind of guy. This guy looks good with you. You guys look good together. You're cute. You're cute. Everybody creates a spec for you. You also create a spec based on Mills and Bones. Romantic movie. That's my own weakness. Me, I'm a romantic. So if it's gonna like that, tall, black, and handsome.
Me too.
Do you understand? We choose them like that. We choose our spec. But when you choose your spec and your spec goes against your purpose, there's a problem. Because purpose will show up. Purpose is the reason why you are. It will show up. You can't throw it that one. So right now, I pray to God to open my eyes to His spec. Do you understand? If I can know what my purpose is, my spec comes with the purpose. So it is easy to now be able to say, this is the kind of man you want. Once you know your vision, once you know your purpose, once you know your direction, then every time you are now writing for God, to God, the kind of man that you are writing based on the purpose. Lesson number one. Lesson number two, be complete in yourself before you go for anybody else. Don't try to be in a relationship because if I can just find a man that will make me, it's a problem. The man should not need to make you happy, need to make you feel sexy, need to get a man to say, you're beautiful. You should be able to tell yourself, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're whatever. If I seek anything, I seek a partner. I want a partner. And the qualities of a partner who expressed in his character, in his vision, in his way of life, in his belief system, in his spiritual depth. Those are the things that we should be looking at. But we're too clouded by all the expectations of the world that it now designed a spec for us. And we're pursuing those spec and attracting the wrong energy. Third thing I will advise also apart from being complete in yourself is to love with unconditionally. Sometimes we have friends that could fit your purpose, but we friend zone them. You understand what I'm saying? We friend zone them because that spec is an attraction thing, it's a flesh thing. It's not a purpose thing.
Yeah.
You know, it is easier for you to fall in love later with somebody that is just right for you in purpose. You understand? You can get attracted by a spec faster. But when somebody is in line with your purpose, you know that love can grow. You probably have a friend before that, I know they see this guy as this before. But all of a sudden, because he starts being there for you, helping you, showing up for you, and all that, what do we women do? We start to grow love. So if love can grow, I will wait. So it's just better for young people to grow. You can wait. Just wait.
Do you see yourself getting married in future?
So for me, I believe that marriage is not meant for everybody. Children are not meant for everybody. Not everybody must be married. Not everybody must have kids. Not everybody is going to be rich. Not everybody is going to be a president. Not everybody is going to be Nisi. Not everybody is going to be a dancer. If by the principles of the world, not everybody can be everything, then we should not pursue. We should not pursue things as if without it we are nobody. That is where there's a problem. That's where God self start having a problem with you. That why would you think without marriage you're nobody? Without children you're nobody. Without fame you're nobody. Without this, no. Nobody is nobody because of nothing, of something. No. You're not nobody because of something. You are somebody because you are. Period. So who you are should draw what it is that you need in your life. So right now, I am in a space whereby I do believe that it is possible.
Okay.
Because my energy resonates with a masculine energy.
Okay.
You understand? It resonates highly with that. So I know that I would desire to have a partner, that a man that can be with me and understand that being a queen doesn't make him less of a king. Do you understand? And being submissive is not by trying to limit who I am, but being submissive is enjoying the fact that I trust him with my life enough to lead with him. You understand what I'm saying? So some people say, Kaffy, maybe because you are too strong, everything. It's not. Some people don't know that the strongest women are usually the softy.
Yeah.
We are the one that bow to men easy. That is why we get broken very fast.
Broken easily,
Yeah.
So did you have to deal with family intervention and friends regarding this
A
issue?
lot. That's why it took a long time. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me tell you, the
From
whole
both sides?
yeah, the whole thing has been going south from the first, second year.
Ooh.
Staying this long was because let's just still try and make it work. You understand? And I tried everything: family, pastors, friends, people that really love us. You know, one of the things I want to advise people to do is speak to people that you know love both of you. I don't want anybody that would spoil him because they are listening to me. You understand what I'm saying? I want somebody that will be objective and speak from a place of love, not bitterness. Because I also have a lesson to learn. I learned lessons. I learned my mistakes as well. So yeah.
So do you have any weakness, Kaffy?
Yeah, of course.
Is that this Kaffy? Can you just spill a tea of something about you that we don't know? I know you're a strong woman, you're very vibrant, you're hardworking, you're a hustler.
I cry.
Whoa!
Ooh, I cry.
For real?
I do
What
cry.
makes you cry?
Sometimes
The
you
low
don't.
moments.
Sometimes, yeah, there are some moments where things are just like, So I cry to let it out. Because if I don't, it's a poison. I do cry. Like I cry. Sometimes I feel, because the best way to heal is to walk through the darkness. You need to allow the pain to feel. You need to feel the pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain. So when I feel the pain, I choke, I cry. Hard, deep. Like I'm sure you know the kind of cry I'm talking about.
I know.
So I do. And I also struggle with what normal people struggle with. It's just that sometimes I can procrastinate. Sometimes I overprocess things. Perfectionism is a problem. And that's because I'm worried about what people think. I grew to be worried about what people think because my entire life is subjected to scrutiny. Being a dancer, I'm already scrutinized that you chose the wrong profession. Why would you be this brilliant and you not chose this? So my whole world life was about trying to prove a point. I don't want to prove a point anymore. If I dance only once in a month in Instagram, that's what you will see. If you think I don't know how to dance, it's your cup of tea. I know how to dance. Do you understand? That's where my mindset is now, because there are many things I want to achieve in life than beyond what people think. We have an entire generation that is deteriorating. Who's going to do something about that? I want my life to be of a purpose. When I die, my name is resonate for something, not by people's opinion, but by the impact that my life has had on people. And that is the journey that I'm pursuing right now.
Talking about making an impact, you
Yeah.
understand? You're making your life an impact for people to learn from. Do you feel fulfilled?
Yeah, I feel I'm fulfilling.
Fulfilling, I like that.
Yeah, I'm fulfilling because I'm taking steps that I never thought I could. I'm doing things that I never thought I could achieve. And there are things that are going to come up that you also know later on that it's a fit. It's like history again. It's like breaking another record. So I am a human being. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be. I'll continue to become. And because of that, I'm living a fulfilling life. You understand what I'm saying? So I think there will be a point in life whereby you look back and say, if I go today, I'm fine. Do you get what I'm saying? And there are different stages of my life that I felt that.
Thank God.
And for God to still keep me here, that I have not gone, means there's more to be done. Yeah.
So what have you learned as a mother?
As a mother, I've learned that you don't own your children. You know, sometimes as women, we attach ourselves to the love of our kids. And sometimes that can make you manipulative when they grow up because you want to keep them around. So I've learned to allow the kids to be. And I've learned that as a mother, you need to learn from your children to understand who they are. Because in that innocent state, there's so much God there. And if you can key in there, you learn what you need. Children are an assignment. And it's your assignment to watch and learn and guide. You understand? Also, as a mother, I've learned why my mother also did some of the things that she did that were wrong, that I ran away from. Now I understand where it came from. Just that I have an enlightened mind to deal with the things she couldn't deal with. I allowed her to look like a bad mother. You understand what I'm saying? So now that I'm a mom, so I'm a wife, I was a wife, and I'm a mom, I cannot tell why she would take those steps, why she was in that state that we didn't understand, why she was just doing everything anyhow. She was going through trauma. And you understand? And that's why she became toxic to us, because she held on to something she couldn't let go of. You understand? So yeah, being a mom has opened my eyes to a lot of that.
So what's the worst questions you don't like being asked?
I don't see any question I don't like being asked. Okay, what's question? Okay, I probably don't like being asked questions that are already been asked. Like, if you come up with something else. Like, isn't there more you wanna? You understand? So, maybe you want to. I hate questions. I hate
Are you seeing someone
comparison.
else?
Seeing someone. Oh, yo, that's why you think I don't. There's no question I can't answer because I
I
don't
know
answer.
you that. You have got
No,
stuff.
not necessarily seeing anybody, but I have people of interest coming around. You understand? I'm trying to be more careful. You can't be too careful, because whatever void that broke me is like a hole. And every day you live, you're trying to close that hole. And I can't tell you the hole is closed. No. You understand? It continues to close, and it's how much you allow, how much truth you tell yourself, how much God you allow in, how much, you understand what I'm saying? So yes, I'm open to dating, but I need it to be purpose driven. You understand? Sometimes the emotion wants you to just say, another guy is looking at me, he's liking me, he's chiking me, you want to fall for that. But you just quickly chase yourself, no, come back, like, pause. God first, God first. So you want to like pull back. So sometimes you're human. You it's okay to allow some guy to flirt with you. Sometimes it's gonna make you feel good. You understand? I'm gonna lie. You understand? You want to feel good about yourself. You want somebody to say, "Oh, yes, that's it." You hear that, but let it. They say fence. You understand? If you can jump the fence, that means God sent you there.
Exactly.
So I won't be the one to open the door for you. Go jump fence this time. Jump fence.
So what's something most people don't know about you? Yes, you mentioned earlier that you cry.
Yeah.
But is there something people don't know about you, but you wish we could know, and then you talk about more?
I wish people could know that I'm not strong all the time. I hate it. People kept thinking that you're a strong woman. You're a strong woman. I don't want to be a strong woman. I want to cry. I want somebody to hold me. I want somebody to cuddle me. I want somebody to say it's all right. And my sister does a great job helping me with that as well.
I know you have been both.
You know, yeah, she does that for me. You know, even when I make mistakes, she'll be like, don't worry, it's fine. You're human. I know you're a good person. Your mistake doesn't define you. Just, you get what I'm saying? I've been there. So we use each other's story to and I have good friends. I have very, very good friends.
That's so cool.
You understand? My circle is small, but I have good friends. I have my G's.
That's so cool.
Do you get what I'm saying? That they are there for me. They're like, let's go. Especially when it comes to work, my G's are there for me. They're like, let's push things. Let's go. Don't worry. No matter what the world says. So people should know that I can be in that state too. I feel every emotion that any human being feels. Just that I can conquer some faster than other people. It doesn't mean I don't go through it.
What are your coping skills in your low moment?
In my low moment, first of all, sermons. I like to listen to Word of God. I look for a sermon that speaks to that situation. I like to meditate. You know, I like to, listen and just meditate. Another thing is I like to dance. Sometimes I just play music, but not all the time that you just feel like dancing. Sometimes I just want to be in a place of stillness. Then I like to talk. Talking is my coping skill. Communicating is a coping skill for me. If I can just talk to someone, it's fine. So that's why I do therapy. Or sometimes if my therapist is not around, I speak to my sister or my very close friend. I have a very close friend that he has an amazing listening capacity and is objective. And he's the type that would not judge. He would not judge, and he would not allow me to say what is wrong without challenging my thoughts. So we always have a debate sometimes. So I always like to have friends. And me, I'm even before I got married, I'm more closer with male friends than female friends. I hardly have female friends.
Me too.
My sister is the closest female friend that I have, and maybe one or two people that I can say are like that kind of person to me. But mostly guys. Like I vibe more. Like I said, I have an affinity for the masculine energy, which is the reason why people say, plenty guys, they work with you, they follow you. Because there's an energy of mine that they understand. and it allows them to want to work for me and listen to me, or work with me and listen to me. You get what I'm saying? It's not all the men that want to sleep with you. You understand?
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Kaffy. It's been a wonderful time having you around. It's been educative, informative. It's been an insightful session with you. Thank you for giving us a no holds barred session.
Thank
but
you.
before we go,
Another one.
when we come back from the break, Kaffy is going to show us some dance skills.
No, dance slow.
She's got to dance.
I'm not
for us.
dancing.
You have to dance.
I'm not
for us.
dancing.
Please. All right, we'll be right back. Boss Lady Meets.
Sit back and watch Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Boss Lady Meets.
Welcome back to Boss Lady Meets. I still have my guest here, Kaffy. I recall when we went on break, I said we were going to bust some moves with Kaffy.
And I said I didn't want to.
And she said she wouldn't, but I had to beg. So I pray Kaffy doesn't dust me off with her moves.
No, this is love. This is love. Love dance.
So wish me luck, guys.
Let me play this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come make we talk as it be. Make you know, make you see as it dey go. Sit back and watch. Now the matter with this solve 100% facts, no rumors for ya. Everything is interesting. Keep on watching. Boss Lady Meets is educative. China music, lifestyle, politics, or health. Everything is entertaining. On Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. You can know more. Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. Sit back and watch. Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. I say you can know more. Boss Lady Meets. Boss Lady Meets. Oh yeah.
If you really wanna know what's going on, keep yourself tuned. The best blog they're showing on. Boss Lady Meets, best source for info. I saw facts just from back home to overseas and all that. Who said what and who said who, and who said false and who said truth, and who stayed cool. Hot topics on the seat, shake tables. No other platform do it like we, cause we
Everything is
able.
interesting, keep on watching. Boss Lady Meets is educative. China music, lifestyle,
Thank you so much. It's been fun having you.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun having you around. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I feel so honored. Under short notice. Thank you so much, Kaffy. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
All right, guys. See you
Know
next
what's
time.
going on.
Bye.
Keep yourself tuned. The best blog they're showing on. Boss Lady Meets, best source for info. I saw facts just from back home to overseas and all that. Who said what and who said who, and who said false and who said truth, and who stayed cool. Hot topics on the seat, shake tables. No other platform do it like we, cause we
Everything is
able.
interesting,